This is a review and an unboxing of our Frigidaire stand mixer. So this video will be essential for whoever wants to get a stand mixer, what brand to go for, and if you already have a stand mixer, how to operate your stand mixer. Maybe there's some things you don't yet know how to get done with your stand mixer. This video will be useful for you. So these are unboxing. So the first thing you should look for in your stand mixer box is a manual, and yet these are manual and instruction manual for operations. We also have a lead as well. We'll know the use later on in the video, and in there we have our whisk for which we'll know the purpose as well later on in the video. These are wicks in its pack, and yeah, the other components are for meat grinding. But yeah, these are stand mixer now. These are stand mixer in its waterproof. These are power cord as well, and yeah, boxing our stand mixer. So I'd used the stand mixer before now, but I still decided to go ahead and shoot the video. I still had all my packaging intact, so I could still go ahead with the video for future purposes. And yeah, so these are stand mixer, and if you notice, there are these things under the stand mixer that causes the stand mixer to stand still on whatever surface you put it on, to avoid vibrating or shifting while you're mixing. And that is our rise button. That is our rise button. These are output shafts, and yeah, these are our door hook for kneading, yeah, our door hook. And also we have our beater. So these are the three components it comes with for mixing: your beater, your door hook, and your whisk. Yeah, these are whisks. We'll know the purpose for it soon as well later on in the video. Yeah, these are three. These are mixing bowl as well. These are mixing bowl, and this is just a tutorial of how to fix in your mixing bowl. So you have your mixing bowl for mixing. So yeah, that's our mixing bowl for mixing. These are stand mixer without the bowl. This is where we have our rise button, and these are our pulse button. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to 6, so we can alternate the levels at which we want to mix whatever batter we have in our bowl. It could be a dough, it could be like a cake batter, or whatever you're mixing in your bowl. So you can alternate your pulses within these levels 0 to 6. And these are rise button that enables our stand mixer to rise up or come down. So when you want to fix in your bowl, you raise it up by moving your rise button downwards, and when you want it to come down, you bring it down as well. Then you support with your hand, and it locks. So if you notice, it went up, indicating that it had locked. So these are that just a run through what we did. Then we'll fix in our mixing bowl. So our mixing bowl, for our mixing bowl, you first of all sit it in the stand mixer. Once it's sat, you move it towards your left hand side for it to lock. You just follow the guideline. If you notice, there's this white stuff written in the mixer indicating lock, so you move towards the arrow. And for our beater, you see that there's a place showing unlock and lock, a padlock sign on the beater, and these are output shafts. So what we do is that we fix this in, make sure it enters exactly the output shaft into that hole. And to fix it in, you just make sure it goes up and you switch it to the right where you have your lock sign on your beater. Sometimes this can be very tricky. Bringing it out is so easy, but taking it in is kind of difficult. But the hack is make sure the spring goes way up into the head of the mixer, and you switch towards the lock part, and that is how to get your beater fixed in there. So do not forget that. So these are bitter hook, and our bitter hook is used for mixing medium heavy mixtures. For example, if you're mixing sponge mixture or something that is not heavy and is not light either. And these are whisk hook. Our whisk hook is used for mixing light mixtures. For instance, cream, if you're creaming butter and egg, or egg whites, then this is the perfect hook to use. Then we have our dough hook. Our dough hook is used for heavy mixtures, for instance, bread or short pastry, whatever requires dough. You use the dough hook for mixing that in your stand mixer. Yeah, so this is the lock and unlock sign I was talking about earlier on. So you just have to observe where it is in your own particular stand mixer in case you're not using my brand, and you know how to lock your hook into the output shaft for you to be able to mix your whatever batter you may have there. So these are lead now for the purpose of covering our mixture while mixing. Maybe we don't want dust or any particles to fall into our mixture. We make use of our lead. That is the purpose for which this lead had been created or manufactured. So how to fixing your lead, you just push it upwards. That's the essence of visual learning as well. This way you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. You lift it upwards like so and ensure it's fixed in there tightly. That's why it has this white stuff for it to stick to the mixer. Yeah, so this is how you fix it in. You don't have to be scared that it's flying out or anything because it has support, and that is that white stuff. So this is how you just fix it in and your mixture is properly covered, and you fix in your hook as well if you want to mix with it. I will show you guys that later on in the video very soon, I mean to say. And so this is the space whereby you can be putting in maybe your eggs if you're mixing cake or whatever you're doing, maybe your milk. You can just be pouring things through that hole there or through that space that has been provided. And now I'm going to show you how to fix your hook in here even with the lead, because you have to fix in your hook and your lead before you can eventually start mixing whatever you want to in your stand mixer. So like I had shown you with the beta hook, it's still the same process with whatever hook you're using. You just fix it into the output shaft, you raise it up such that the spring goes high into the head of the mixer, and you switch to whatever part your lock sign is on your hook. And this is how it's done, just as so, very easy. And you fix it in there, then you can start mixing whatever you want to mix. So since we have a dough hook, it means we're mixing probably bread or any heavy kind of mixture. And when you're ready, you just plug in your power cord to your socket, you turn on your mixer. Your mixer comes on eventually, so you move the speed knob to whatever speed level you want to use in your mixture. So I'll end this video here to avoid it being lengthy, and there will be a part 2 of the safety instructions you need for your mixer, because I've used a mixer before this one, and from experience I can tell you that there are certain things you need to know in order to maintain the use of your machine. So look out for that. Before I end this video, I would just want to send out an encouragement to anyone out there who may be going through one thing or the other. I just want to remind you that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Indeed, there is nothing that is impossible for Him to do. The Lord has reminded me that He's still in the business of doing miracles, performing signs and wonders, and that He can do all and every. There is nothing that is too difficult for Him to do. Keep trusting Him, keep praying, and see Him come true for you.